what does it mean to be diverse and inclusive? Is just putting black and brown faces in our films enough? Is having a female lead enough? I mean, here are a few examples why. We want representation to be authentic, respectful, and rich. It must be done purposefully, too. I mean, are you just doing it to check a box or to get that grant? The answer to improve the representation in our films is simple. Get more color in your goddamn crews. Because what we see on camera is often a reflection of the people behind the camera. To get a better sense of how CU Denver's film and TV program is doing on this front, we spoke with a few of the students in the program.
My name is Terrell Padilla. I'm a communications major. I'm in my 4th year, and I have a film minor.
Hi, my name is Cassandra Lopez, and I'm a senior in the film program at CU Denver.
Yeah, my name is Alondra Ibarra Martinez. I'm a junior at CU Denver studying film and television.
My name is Christopher Gonzalez, and this is over my 10th year of college. I'm always typecasted as the creep, the weirdo, the villain. Some of my things, I don't know if it's because I'm Cuban or somewhat brown. Some people don't see me as brown. But I'm continued to be typecasted in these roles that make me the villain, which I think is just perpetuating the fact that people see brown people as the villain or someone with color in their skin as someone who is out to harm them.
I think just what I've noticed, because I'm a film minor, just me being a film minor, and I had to be on film sets last semester because I had to take LGS, and I noticed kind of like the hierarchy within like the film set and stuff like that. You have like a director, and is like most of the time is white, and then you have the actors who are, you know, like you said, they're portrayed as, or the brown actors are portrayed as, you know, these thugs, or they're gonna do something like that, or, you know, they're gonna do something dangerous, they're gonna harm, you know, the other white actors. And just being on the set itself, that's just something I've noticed like overwhelmingly happening, and it's like very, very noticeable that there's, you know, some disparities going on here.
I've always felt like I was pushed aside when I'm trying to do directing or DP. I'm not sure if it's because I'm a person of color or if because I'm a woman.
I mean, it's often both.
Yeah, and it's growing up Latina, and it's something that I've noticed I just accepted. The thing is, like, I always noticed that, this is like just a quick example, like outside of school. If I'm walking around a white neighborhood, for some reason, if a white person walks towards me, and I think this happened when you and I were hanging out on campus, if somebody walks towards us, like, we have to move aside for them. We're just invisible. Does that make sense? Like, we're just invisible, and that continues here too. And like I said earlier, like, it seems like growing up Latina, I just accepted that, and nobody has anything personal.
Well, it's also because they expect it. They expect you to move. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a problem with you or us. Because yeah, we accepted our invisibility, because I kind of feel like we're forced to. With white people, they're kind of expected to get what they want. We move aside because we know they're not going to move.
I also wanted to talk about like how being a woman on set, for me, like every time I go on a set, I'm always seeing if there's going to be other women there as well, like, because sometimes there's only like one other woman on set when I'm there, or maybe two. And also, like, I'm a DP, so I often feel like my voice isn't really heard on set. Like, I will say something 5 times and no one will pay attention, but then someone else says it and everyone's like, okay, yeah. And I was like, well, I said that 10 minutes ago, and like no one listened to me. Or like when I finally like take up space, because like for me, I'm a very like reserved person, like in general, but like on set I become someone different and I take control. But when I'm seen taking control, people think I'm a bitch, and like they don't like pay attention to me, or like I'm just some woman nagging at you to like move a light. But it's just like, well, that's your, like, my job is to tell you to do that, you know?
One, I've noticed that whenever we have guest speakers come in, I know a certain professor likes to bring in guest speakers from the industry, and I rarely, or I've never seen him bring in a guest speaker who is either, you know, black or brown, right?
Yeah.
It's often a white man that they bring in.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about kind of always being exposed to those kind of filmmakers and not filmmakers that kind of look like you?
Yeah. So for me, like, I'm in this program, and like they help me get like mentors and everything, and like they would get me like Zoom calls with people in the industry, but they would always have me talk to white people. And like one time, they had me talk to a Hispanic editor, and we just instantly clicked. And it was just the most engaging conversation I had with someone in the film industry, because I asked him, I was like, how is it for you out there? Like, because he's made it, you know, he's working on like a feature film that's about to be like released soon. And it's just like he understood. He was like, yeah, like when I was out there, I was surrounded by a bunch of Hispanic people, like and other people of color. And it's just like with him, it was just like an easier conversation to have. Because with other people, they obviously don't know, you know, like they don't know what it's gonna be like out there for me. But like with him, he knew what my question was before I even asked it.
Because they're always saying like, "Hey, look, this guy made it. You can make it too."
Yeah, but that guy don't look like me.
That,
you know?
that
Yeah.
dude is like, why this fun?
It was really nice to have it's really nice to have the visiting professors from Mexico. Like, that's very refreshing. I've never had that before. And I don't know, I feel like welcomed and understood for the first time. I feel very understood and hopeful. So having them and having our professor from Cuba, that's super refreshing.
I can second that, because my film has been getting a lot of criticism because of the story, because these white professors don't understand the story I'm telling that's very cultured, and they're just being so ignorant of the story themselves. But then we're in gender violence class, and they're talking about these themes.
Yeah.
And like these professors understand exactly the story I'm trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go in the next day to this other professor, and they're like, oh, I don't like this, I don't understand this, you need to change it, you need to rewrite it. And I'm just like, F you, because you aren't cultured, and you should not try to change my voice, because this is the one voice I have. This is the one thing I'm trying to tell.
I brought that up to one of our professors, the lack of diversity and the lack of, because all the classes are overwhelmingly white, right? Like, it's very clear to see. And then when I brought it up to one of my professors, he said, I know how you feel. I've been, and he's white, right? He's a white guy. He's like, I know how you feel. I've been in an industry surrounded by Jews. If you're gonna have the same people writing the same stuff, right? You're gonna get a lot of, from similar backgrounds, you're gonna get a lot of the same shit,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like our program that is mainly white males, right? We get the same bullshit over and over and over, right?
Yeah.
And I especially hate it when they use specific stuff set aside for us to their benefit. Like when certain students kind of use their, I don't know, 3% native fucking
Jeez.
what's it called?
Don't even
Like
get started on that.
Ancestry.com or some shit.
Yeah, like, I'm 1/16 Cherokee.
Yeah.
Can I get a scholarship?
And they use that for like film grants, right?
Yeah.
And they use like keywords like BLM or LGBTQ, right? They use these movements to kind of fund their films.
Yeah.
When we know for sure their films ain't got nothing to do with that. You know, I don't know what the name of the film is, but it's like Steel Grasp or some shit. After this long and revealing conversation with my classmates, I decided to go and look for some help with people who might know more about how to navigate this world of microaggressions and discrimination.
My name is Aisuri Vasquez. My pronouns are she and ella, and I am Director of Latinx Student Services at CU Denver.
I am Precious Palmer. My pronouns are she and her, and I am the Director of Black Student Services.
So I think we're really here to support and advocate and cheer students on while providing tangible resources through our different student service offices, which include American Indian Student Services, Asian American Student Services, Black Student Services, Latinx Student Services, Women and Gender Student Services, Undocumented Student Resources, and we also have a leadership coordinator. So I think all students have power in how they want to respond, and if they want to learn how to respond whenever things like microaggressions or discrimination or bias happen.
But I think finding like different resources like the counseling center, finding other events where people can like identify with you and your experience that you're going through and figuring out how to help you navigate that process is also important.
So I think there are a couple of different options for any student who is feeling alienated or alone. Obviously, one of those options is coming to the Center for Identity Inclusion. Here we are an open space where students can just come and hang out. We have couches, we have computers, we have snacks, we have a microwave. We can serve as a space, as a safe space where students can just come and be themselves. Now, if those students want to create connection with other students, students who are in their majors, students who are pursuing the same goals as each other, then I would encourage those students to start student organizations, right? Connect with student life and say, hey, how do I go about starting this student organization? If a student is unsure and they're not ready to talk to student life yet, then they can always talk to us, and we can serve as a sounding board or as somebody who can say, these are the things that you're going to need to move on to that next step.
So I decided to make this film because I'm just tired. I'm sick of the microaggressions, the discrimination, and just the negative way that I see people of color being treated in this program. I see it every day with myself, and going through this process, I've heard plenty of stories on how other students feel being a part of CU Denver Film and TV. And it's terrible that it's so prevalent within our program. And I just want to say this, that like this documentary isn't meant to kind of expose anyone or kind of target anyone. It's more of a wake up, or kind of like to show that we're here and that we're kind of dealing with some shit that needs to be solved. And I don't know the exact way to solve this problem, like what it is or what we can do, but just having our backs, hiring professors and instructors that are non-white males. We're here. And one of the initiatives I kind of took on is to create a alliance, a community of like-minded filmmakers, and kind of give them that voice that they lack. And kind of give them a space where they feel comfortable sharing their ideas, sharing their experiences, while at the same time helping them financially with their films. Because that's an area where people of color usually struggle, is we don't have the same finances. We don't have the same resources that other students do have. So I want to say to you guys, I know a lot of the students seeing this are gonna either graduate this year or soon. But I want to say this to the future filmmakers of Colorado and of the United States, to kind of be open to new ideas and to not overlook anyone based on the way they look or who they are as a person, and give them those chances that they deserve and that they rightfully earned through hard work.